I'll start off by saying it's not compulsory to report to police first, okay? You are allowed to be treated free of charge at any and every government hospital in Zimbabwe. All post-rape services are free. And like I already said, it's not compulsory to go to the police first. It will be in your best interest to report the case, as they always say, because we work together with the victim-friendly unit. As they always say, if justice is going to be served, it can only be served if there is a mumangari, a complainant. Somebody has to have said to police, I was raped. I was raped by so and so. Only then do you create a problem for the police to respond to. But it's not good enough for us to sit here and say, hey, people are being raped, for instance, in Mavuku, and you expect police to go around. How do they find who is raping the people if there is no specific person that says, I was raped at the corner of Jongwe and Peacock Street? You know, we are encouraging people to go out and say, if you can report to police, it's for your own interest. While it may be an issue of you getting closure because justice is served, it also is an issue of preventing it from happening again. If this has happened in the area where you live, you jumped off the combi at 6 p.m. It's going to be winter soon and 6 p.m. will be quite dark. You are going to jump off that combi or somebody else will. And if that person is out there on the loose, he's likely to rape you or the next person again. So part of it also has to do with feeding into prevention when we encourage people to go and report to police. But like I said, it's all up to you. And it's up to you again to see this issue through the courts. There's an entire web which is called the victim-friendly system that includes a whole lot of government departments, the National Prosecuting Authority, the ZRP victim-friendly unit, medical facilities, etc., social welfare, and a whole lot of other civil society players. Rape should ideally be reported within the first 72 hours from a medical perspective for a few reasons. One, within 72 hours, you can access post-exposure prophylaxis from HIV, and it will be effective if taken within the first 72 hours. You can access emergency contraception. You can access prevention from sexually transmitted infections. And if you are examined within the first 72 hours, the likelihood of qualitative evidence on your body is better than would be beyond 72 hours. And when we're talking about 72 hours, that's just the upper limit. But ideally, the moment it happens, don't go back home first and cry. Access the health facility first, and then you can go home and cry after that. Right. The rural population is actually quite clued up on social media. So what you've been seeing on social media is not specifically packaged to townsfolk, okay? I want to give an example of part of our Denim Day campaign features our elderly Mbuya Hana in her denim dress, and she has her little muzukuru on her back, and she has her duku on. Mbuya Hana is also talking about sexual assault, and she is saying, even at my age, and even at whatever age and in whatever community, rape is in existence. And she is also calling out and saying, on behalf of those that I represent. Okay, so apart from social media, we do campaigns. What I must say is every government hospital in the country is trained to respond to sexual assault. And you'll find that Kuma districts, they have structures that go out and pass messages. I'll give you an example of a place that we worked in recently in Lower Gweru. When they have their meetings, pharma clinics, when people come in the morning, there's always a section in the health education. And per health education, different topics are spoken about. This week, or on a Tuesday, they'll be talking about sexual assault. On a Wednesday, malnutrition. On a Thursday, cholera. Different topics, so that they are not left out as you might. I think we also have people that are coming in from the deep rural areas that come all the way up to the adult rape clinic even, and others accessing the government hospitals there. Females are more revealing, more mature. Adolescents to adult, that age group is more revealing. Children, much younger children, will reveal because their parents facilitate, but very often they reveal only after an anomaly has been picked up. Males with a lot of exposure, like what we're trying to do even now, they'll come crawling in, I hope nobody can see, and it's a very uncomfortable issue for them. But it's a challenge that we throw back to you as a male and as a reporter. Call the other guys, tell them, guys, these things are in existence. Adolescents, mid-adolescents, they don't normally report spontaneously, again because of the judgment issues. What were you doing there? I told you not to hang out with so-and-so. You had run away from home anyway. But we are saying, let's deal with them. If this child deserves a smack at the end of the day, let's smack them after we've accessed the health services. Let's encourage them to come forward first so that they get life-saving prevention.
I think I just want to add on to what you're saying about the gender group that's most affected. That I thought you were going to mention that statistic of how many females are raped or perpetrated by people they know, and the number of men that are, not the number, but the percentage of men that are perpetrated by people they know or they don't know.
All right, thanks for that. Yeah, globally, 75%, at least 75% of rape is perpetrated by a familiar person. And we can allude to that even in our Zimbabwean context, even in the context of the clients we see in our clinic. And familiar, somebody from down the street, somebody from church, and sometimes it gets even more frightening because lately there's an increase in familiar people being family members, fathers, mothers, brothers, siblings, direct siblings. There's a lot of rape going on in these circles. We don't know if there's some kind of moral decadence or what, but more and more the circle of familiarity is closing in on the actual family. I'll say by comparison, in the previous years versus where we are now, we've just closed the first quarter of the year. I'll safely say we have seen 4 times more the people that we were seeing last year this time. And yes, I believe it has a lot to do with an increase in awareness more than an increase in sexual acts. But that doesn't mean that the sexual acts themselves are not on the increase, but at least we see a slight improvement in the quality, because one of the things that we want to use as a parameter is how early do people report. We would be happier to see more people reporting within 72 hours. What awareness does is, even if somebody was raped 4 years ago and they realize that they're failing to move on, they can still access the clinic. We offer psychosocial counseling. Some of them are actually still dealing with infections that arose from as far back because nothing was ever done about it. But there's a lot of mental health challenges, and ARC has a psychology department that specializes on working on those people. So yeah, we're seeing 4 times the number of people. Yes, a lot of them is because of the publicity that you guys are helping us with and that we are also initiating, and thanks to Florida. And yes, still there could be more cases. The number of cases we cannot speak on because some people choose to come to the clinic, some people choose to to go first to the police. Some people choose to not get anything else, no other external services. And some people are referred from the legal side. They've approached a private lawyer or even a private doctor, and they end up being referred to the clinic. So we have quite a wide net of where we're getting people from, but I do believe that the publicity is helping.
Denim Day, yes, it is the first, and I think we have so many lessons learned from it that we are going to work on even in the coming years, because we aim to make this an annual event that just goes on and on and on. So there will be Denim Day, ZW 2020, and so forth.